We're going right now. What's going on, guys? This is Carroll here from Carroll's Corner MMA podcast. I'm here with Jordan Griffin of Duke Rufus MMA Academy. We're on MyMMAnews.com, so thank you for joining me. Jordan, thanks for joining, and congratulations on your last win.
Oh, thanks. How's it going, everybody?
And Jordan, so you're coming off the big LFA 34 win. Right now, you just finished up training. Like you mentioned, you got Sanchez in the back doing some jump roping for his upcoming fight. Tell us how does it feel to get the big submission victory at your last fight?
It feels great. He definitely felt strong, and I think, I'm going to change a couple things up about my weight cut, but, so I was a little worried that first round. I don't think I was really worried about his submission game. People are like, oh, he's tangling you up and this and that, but I really wasn't worried about submission game. And lucky I have my professor there, third degree black belt Daniel Wanderley. He's actually teaching class in the back right there. He's right there teaching class. All right. But I had him there, and he said arm, and I'm sitting there like, huh? And I see it right there, and as soon as I grabbed it, I kind of knew it. We had actually gone over a move. We had actually gone over that move, so a couple months before that. So it's cool. I'm happy I won. Derek Meaner, he's a tough guy. He's 20-7. He's 20-8 now. But I'm happy I won. I'm happy I got the W.
You're 7-1 in your last 8 fights. In the last 3 fights, you're 2-1. Tell us a little bit about your road to where you are right now. 2015, you had 4 big wins. 2016, you had 2 fights, went 1-1. And then 2017, you only fought once. And then 2018, you just fought your first fight of the year. Tell us a little bit about your journey to this point in your career.
If we start even before that, I started out as 1-3 as a pro. I wasn't at Roufusport. I was kind of just jumping around gym to gym, and I wanted to be the best. So, I think I was sparring Anthony Pettis right before his first world title, and I was like 18, and right before he won the WEC title. And then I kind of was in and out of Roufusport, just being me. And now, I finally committed to Roufusport. I got a last-minute call to fight. I'd gone on like a sub-fight win streak. Got signed to the RFA. Didn't have luck there. Then after that, I spent a little bit of time just getting better. Got a last-minute call to fight for a title, and then I won that title, the TFC North Dakota Fighting Championship. And then 2 weeks later, I won the King of the Cage title. I finished everybody there, and that's pretty. And then, now I'm here. So I think the last couple years I've just been training and just, trying to get better and improve. I feel like I'm right on the door. Like I should be going to the UFC, And I think I had mentioned in an interview before with Kelly, I was like, all these dudes swear up and down. They're like, oh, yeah, if I beat Jordan Griffin, I'm going to the UFC. And I'm not in the UFC. Like, I don't get what... thank you, I guess, but obviously they didn't have what it takes, so I'm kind of at that point in my career where I'm like, when am I gonna get in now? And I feel like I deserve it. I held the titles, and then on top of that, I beat guys who have notable records. I think Cody Stevens was 14 and he was 14-8. This last guy, Derek Meaner, was 20-7. I think Adam Ward was 15 what was Adam Ward? I don't know what Adam Ward was, but he had a good, a good record. So I just feel like it's my time to, go to the UFC and show everyone I can. What a lot of people don't realize is they see 15-5, but I'm 14-2 since I've been at Roufusport. I've only lost twice in the last 4 years.
Which is impressive. That 14-2 in the last 2 years is really impressive. Well, tell us, you're training and full-time fighting out of Roufusport, which is one of the premier gyms in all of MMA. I saw earlier you were training with Anthony Pettis, Sergio Pettis. You got Manuel Sanchez in the background. Tell us how it is training with those guys. Also, Nate Jennerman is another guy, your weight class that you train with.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just just learning. I learned a lot from the Pettis brothers, and you know, I learned a lot from Manny. I learned a lot from everybody here, so it's awesome. Like, I never, if I ever have any questions, I have answers, you know, right there, you know, at the tip of my fingers, and it's just kind of taking the initiative to want to learn and improve. Obviously, if I want to fight with the best, if I want to fight, you know, fight with the best, I want to train with the best and know that I can handle myself. So it's really nice to have everybody here.
Now, in your last fight at LFA 34, the announcers were saying that you were being dominated throughout the fight. To me, it didn't look like you were being dominated, but he kind of looked like he had the edge, and then you caught him in the armbar in round 3. Did you feel like in your mind that you were being dominated, or was that just kind of working through things?
Last Friday, look at my face. I don't have any scratches. I didn't have any. I wasn't busted up. He was throwing some illegal elbows. Like I said, I've had the same thing before where I had these strong wrestlers. That's great, you're a wrestler, homie. You know what I mean? That is so great. You hold people down and you win fights. You know what I mean? But people want to see that. People want to see guys getting their arms ripped off and see dudes faint, you know, getting knocked out. So I've managed to do that for myself, show up and have that style. But yeah, I think, you know, he was very dominant. He felt strong. But I didn't feel like I was in any kind of danger. You know what I mean? Like, I just stayed calm. He was trying to do that banana splits thing. And
I saw that, yeah.
Notice on the video, I didn't tap. Most people would tap. I didn't tap because I grabbed my own foot, and that's all I had to do. Because he wasn't able to expand, you know, push me out and expand. So I was just like, if you don't understand the game, I just kind of feel like, you know what I mean? For most people who don't understand jiu-jitsu or understand the game, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy was all over him. That guy was tearing him up. But it's like, no, he was just being strong. He was strong. He had good positioning, and I'll give him that. And he just got caught by a slick jiu-jitsu dude, you know, and I'm kind of coming into my own when it comes into jiu-jitsu, and I'm getting more and more confident with my hands, and, yeah, you know, just every day improving, so.
And you're talking about your style and about what fans want to see. You know, you have 6 finishes in your last 6 wins. How much, and you have an insane highlight reel with knockouts and your submissions. How much do you think that will play a role into, say, getting a shot in the UFC, getting a shot at Contender Series?
Yeah, I was actually looking. My last 10 wins, they're all finishes. So, you know, that's cool. Like, I was like, oh, man, my last 10 wins are all finishes. I do have those 2 blemishes on there, but I think it was just a learning process. If you look, my biggest thing is, like I said, I started out as 1-3. So my biggest thing when I came to Roufusport, I have to fight the hardest guys here. I got to spar Anthony whenever I can spar Anthony. I got to learn. So I've learned a bunch from Anthony and Sergio, and then 2 on top of that, I'm like, I have to fight exciting, and I have to finish people. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these guys, and it's, I don't know. I think a lot of it, I think the UFC will pick me up. I think I finish, and that's what they want. I think I'm consistent. After I lose, I go on huge win streaks, and I get a lot better. And, you know, and I'm all right looking, I guess. And I think the UFC will pick me up. You know, I'm hoping they had talked to me about, they said, you know, either LFA in June, Dana White's top contender, or Dana White top contender. But then I had actually noticed that 225 UFC 225 is in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And I was really hoping. I was like, yeah, man, maybe like the momentum from the submission, you know, just all the finishes. Like my last 10 fights, all finishes. And I'm hoping maybe that'll kind of push me into there. If they need a last minute person, that would be amazing.
And now, I believe you mentioned June 9th in Chicago. I understand that. I saw a tweet earlier about CM Punk. He possibly will be fighting on that as well. How much is it that you guys want to kind of pile in on the Chicago card?
That'd be sweet. I think the more Roufusport guys we could get on there, the better. I mean, I love it. Like, to be honest, fighting LFA at Mystic Lake, that was the first time I had actually fought with a teammate on the same card in like 3 years. So like when I was out winning all the titles and shit and doing all that, I was actually driving by myself or with other corners out but there was never any other teammates on the card. So it was kind of nice, like, to have Nate there and have my other teammates, Zach Classes, there, and yeah, it was new.
No,
but yeah, get back to the question. Yeah, it would be sweet if we could fit everybody. 225 just be loaded. CM Punk and a bunch of other guys.
What's the atmosphere like inside of Roufusport when I know Paul Felder's got a big fight coming up against Al Aquina in Brooklyn here in New York, and then he's also brought in a New Yorker, Jared Gordon, in to help him out train and along with the rest of the Roufusport guys. What's the atmosphere like in the gym when someone's preparing for? Is it very serious? Is it loose?
Yeah, we're all just trying to push each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. For me personally, I always just want to push myself. I want to break myself, and it's nice having my teammates here to help me do it. So I think we're just all pushing each other, and what we've been producing is just nothing but finishes. So Paul went out there and got a finish with the elbow, and it was cool. I was watching him practice that, and he goes out and finishes somebody with it. I'm like, that's sweet, I think when Anthony fought Jim Miller, me and my girlfriend actually, we went out there, but when Anthony fought Jim Miller, everything he did against Jim Miller was everything he did against me. I was his main sparring partner for Jim Miller, you know what I mean? So and I was his main sparring partner, I sparred him when he fought Ben Henderson, twice. So it's kind of cool to see that everything that everyone's practicing here, we go out there, we do it, and we execute it. So.
Oh, that's right. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but Anthony Pettis is also fighting on the Brooklyn fight card as well, alongside Paul Felder. So it's exciting to see these Wisconsin guys that I was out there for 7 years, and it's fun to see them all coming to New York to fight as well. What's next for you? I know you're looking to try and get on the June 9th card for UFC or Contender Series, but if that doesn't pan out or you don't hear anything, are you moving forward with LFA and trying to get a title shot in there?
Yeah, you know what? I was actually just thinking about that. So, if Contender Series doesn't work out and they don't, if I can't get in or, nobody gets hurt or something like that and I can't jump in last minute at 225, UFC 225 in Chicago, I wouldn't mind just setting up a 10 at LFA if the little Native Psycho camp out, I wouldn't mind just hanging out. I really liked fighting for King of the Cage and being their title holder, and I just got comfortable. I'll be honest, I got real comfortable, so I wouldn't mind going to LFA and just getting comfortable and finishing everybody. I feel like I can do that. I feel like they keep matching me up with these wrestlers, and I'm not really complaining. I feel like I fought 5-rounders for the last couple of years. That was actually my first 3-round fight I had fought in maybe 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, you were the champion at Dakota FC, King of the Cage for about 4 or 5 fights. You were defending your title, and then RFA you were the champion too, correct? Or RFO, excuse me.
Yeah, RFO. Yeah, so. Yeah, I had all those titles, so it'd be cool if I could fight. I wouldn't mind fighting. I had actually asked my manager, Jeremy, I was like, hey, let us get, what's that guy's name, Robert Whitaker or something like that, or Robert something, the LFA 155er. I was like, let's do that. And then I was thinking of asking about the 145ers, and I was told that they're unifying the belts in May or something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then Nate's been in LFA a lot longer than me, so it's just kind of up in the air. It depends on what they want to see, you know what I mean? And I just think if Nate gets a title shot, then that's amazing. If I get it, that's amazing. But I'm only one fight into the LFA, so I'm kind of on the fence. Should I ask? I don't, will they? But if you want to get to me, sure. You know what I mean? I'm not against that. And if they don't, then who do I have to beat to get my shot?
Definitely. Now, is your goal to stay as active as possible in 2018? Like I mentioned earlier, you only fought once in 2016, 2017, and it's already early in the year, and you got your first fight in March 2nd in 2018. You want to stay as active as possible this year?
Yeah, that was a big thing. It was disappointing. I had to get a couple life things situated, and I hadn't really even realized that I didn't fight. Like, I only fought twice in 2016, I think it is, and then I only fought once in 2017. I didn't even notice that. It was weird. It's like time just kind of flew by. But I feel a lot better. My weight's good. I feel strong. I'm all here, So why not? I want to stay as active as possible. To be honest, like, I work 40 plus hours a week. And I come train every day, and I want this to be my job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? It sounds kind of weird, but I want this to be my job. I don't want to wake up and go to another place and have to focus on that. I want to focus everything on this. I want to be in the UFC. I don't want to be in the UFC just to be in the UFC. I want to be in the UFC, be a top in my division, top 10, then top 5, then number 1, work my way up, and then champion. So I think, like, I really told myself, I was like, if I don't want to be the champion in the UFC, then working my little job, and that's not the case. I want to be a champion in the UFC. I think I can make it happen in the next couple years. I just have to get my foot in the door first, and that's kind of tricky. I feel like there's so many different ways of getting into the UFC. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to find my edge right now. How am I going to get in there? How am I going to catch Dana White's eye? How am I going to catch Sean Shelby's eye, or what's his, Mick Maynard?
Yeah.
Maynard's eye, you know what I mean? So it's just about getting that done right now.
Now, so, geez, I just lost the question I was going to ask you. Have you been able to dirty dog anyone recently?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna. I almost got Cody Stevens, and if I could only get the footage, like, I could, I got like 2 pumps in, like 2 small pumps, and then he turned, and he's like, and I was like, oh, come on. Like, but if I could have got like one good thrust in there, like, he'd been goner. Like,
that's still one of the funniest things, I think. I hope to see that someday in the future. But we're talking about the UFC, and the UFC at 145, 155 are both pretty stacked weight classes. Is there anyone particular that you would like to fight in the UFC, or are you keeping your eye on fighters and fights coming up in those divisions, and possibly maybe jump in at any opportunity you can, like raise your hand, I'm ready to go?
To be honest, I will fight anybody in the UFC. I don't care who they are. I will fight anybody in the UFC. And I'm not afraid of anybody. And some of these guys go into the UFC, and they show some of these guys, the new guys, end up showing some of the veterans too much respect. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna straight disrespect you, and I'm gonna, you know what I mean? And that's just my mindset. Because I just don't think you can't give anybody an inch in this game. You know what I mean? So I'm not afraid of anybody. Who would I like to fight? I mean, realistically, I always thought, Clay Guida's at like 155. I always thought it'd be really interesting to fight him just because his wild hair and stuff like that. But no, at 145, to be honest, just anybody. As long as we can get in the door, 145, 155, like, I will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. If Dana set up a cage, if Dana had a cage off in a corner, and we were at the club, and he said, jump in that cage and fight that man, I would jump in that cage, like, not even ask questions. I'd just, like, point him out, and I'd be like, let's party. Like, so
party.
Not ready.
Awesome, Jordan. Always a pleasure talking to you. Tell us a little bit, like, you said you're working 40 hours a week, then also training. Are you getting sponsors for your fights and stuff? How's that working? If you have any, feel free to shout them out.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't have, this last fight, actually, Native American fighting gear. Thank you.
Awesome.
Johnny Vegas, he sends me, he sends me money, sends me gear, and helps me out a lot. I told him I wanted to compete. I told him I wanted to compete go to IBJJF and start competing more and doing all that stuff. And he was like, yeah, man, I'll pay for your trip. And he's just been super cool about everything. But yeah, I'd like to thank Combat Corner always. They're like my big sponsor. I'd like to thank Karma Bar and Grill, Strength Pounding Inc., Damage Control Mouth Guards. Thank you guys. You keep my teeth nice and clean. Got the 3D mouth guard in there. I'd like to thank what's it called, Central Media Design, my management company SEG, Race Start Training. They're one of my strength and conditioning. Antoinette Senflo is my strength and conditioning coach. Smoky Mountain Beer Company. Pre-Post Nutrition, actually, they're one of my newer sponsors. They help me out so much. Like, all my sponsors help me out a lot, but these guys just came at me hard. They're like, yeah, we'll do this, and that for you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm about to get a lot better because you guys made my life a little bit easier. I'd like to thank Elite Nutrition, and I think I already said Native American Fighting Gear, yeah, with the shirt. But then always, I'd like to thank all the coaches and all my teammates here at Roufusport. So Roufusport and everybody here, we're like family, and yeah, thank you guys for making me better, because I wouldn't be able to do any of this without them, and my family wouldn't be able to do any of this without my family. So thank those guys.
Definitely awesome. One other thing I wanted to mention, because I saw my buddy O'Day, he posted Wiz Khalifa wearing Roufusport shorts. What does that say for Roufusport, that he's wearing shorts? He's rocking them. Like someone
That's
with that kind
cool,
of name.
Right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm the one that found that picture, and I showed it to Duke. Oh, no. Oh, never mind. My brother, I got called up. I saw it. Someone sent it to me. So my brother sent it to me. Which one? Tony. My brother Tony sent it to me, and I was like, what? And so I showed it to Duke, and Duke was like, what? And we were all like, oh. It was cool, and then we just all posted it and reposted it, and yeah, that's pretty sweet. I hope he does a concert in Milwaukee and just pops into Roufusport so I can fanboy all over him. Like, hey man,
that's awesome. That's pretty sweet. Well, Jordan, we hope to hear something soon, whether it's the UFC or Contender Series or LFA title. Hope to hear your announcement soon, and congratulations on your big win on March 2nd, and I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Well, guys, this is Kyle Carroll, Carroll's Corner MMA podcast. Thank you, Jordan Griffin, for joining us. LFA featherweight at 15-5, and he's out from Roufusport. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.